All right, go ahead.
Still of DLLS,
Yeah.
your longtime Cowboys insider, and welcome to Cowboys and Chill at the Great Smoke Chemistry Social in the shadow of AT&T Stadium. I got my producer extraordinaire, Law Nation.
Yeah, what's good?
The Beard.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
And of course, Jesse Holly, Mr. Fourth and Long. Is it the anniversary of the catch?
It is.
It's the anniversary of the catch.
14 years.
Wow.
Jesse went 77 and set up a win. We're not going to talk about him getting run down.
That's Miles Sanders deal, you know what I'm saying?
No. They won that game. They won that game.
Me, Miles Sanders, Alvin Harper.
His run led to a win, okay? So don't. Miles Sanders run that lead to no win and he fumbled, okay? So it's not the same family. It's definitely not the same family, but appreciate you coming out, Jesse, here at Smoke Chemistry Social. Again, in Arlington, your latest cigar bar restaurant here in Arlington, Texas.
That's nice.
Cowboys got the Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
2 weak defenses.
Yeah. But I know y'all did a lot of shows together. You're not going to do a recap of last week, or you just going to go straight to the Bears?
Well, we're going to get there. That's
Okay.
let me quarterback this thing.
All right. You more like Rodney Pete right now.
Yeah, let him get his reps, because he always think he can quarterback a show.
I've been doing this a long time.
Go ahead, man.
This ain't my first rodeo.
Go ahead.
But my point is, that's why I say 2 weak defenses. Because we know what the Cowboys defense gave up last week.
Yeah.
You know, and we know the Bears defense one of the worst in the league.
Right.
They gave up 52 last week. They without their best cornerback.
Right.
And Taylor Johnson. Dak and that offense has been eaten. And so that's a given.
Yeah.
The question is, can the Cowboys slow down Caleb Williams and the Bears offense with Rome Odunze, with DJ Moore, who can do some of the things that the Giants did?
Right. Yeah. I mean, they can. And then when you start to think about it, they got more. They may not have the overall best wide receiver, because Malik Neighbors is a different type of animal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but they do have a collective better wide receiver group with Zacchaeus, with what you said with DJ Moore, and as well as with my guy Roma Doomsday. So that's what it is. But what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, you know, here's what I always get concerned with when it comes to the Cowboys. You're going on the road, and you guys have been around this team long enough to know. I played at the University of North Carolina, right? I played basketball there. No matter what city we went to, no matter what college we played, we got their very best.
Right.
Their very best.
And so every time the Cowboys go on the road, I'll watch film and I go, they played that like that last week or the week before, but when the Cowboys come into town, it's all of a sudden like now, people bring out their best.
They do.
Right? And so it's like, all right, we know what the defense is, but all of a sudden now the Cowboys come to town and Montez Sweat, who had done nothing in 2 weeks, turns into Mean Joe Green, and Caleb Williams, who can't find the right receivers, all of a sudden turn into damn Johnny Unitas out there. So it's like, you know, the Cowboys always bring out the very best of its opponents. And so this is a desperate team right now, the Chicago Bears. They hear the talk, they hear the whispers. You know, they don't want to get down too far in what they're doing. So the Cowboys they're a formidable opponent. They're going on the road. They have to go out there and beat. They had to go and beat the Chicago Bears, because you're going to get the very best, you know, because sometimes playing the Cowboys, it counts as one win in the win column, but it sometimes counts as two when it comes to confidence and trying to build something for your football team.
You know, one thing that we talked about, you want to talk about last week, but it's not just about last week, it's about the last 2 weeks, and it's about going forward.
Right.
Dak Prescott is playing amazing.
Oh, yeah, MVP level amazing.
You know, he's playing amazing. Now, Josh Allen got something to say about the MVP. The rating, and he's playing well, and they're going to be tough to beat. But Dak Prescott is already ahead of his numbers from 2 years ago when he finished second in MVP balloting. He told me today, more confident, more comfortable than he's ever been. Because of the experience, because he went through, because of the offense that he's used to, because of these receivers that he has, he's playing. Forgot to have no preseason. Missed the last 9 games last year coming back. He may be the best version of himself.
He may be. But here's what I want to contextualize. Last year we had a coach that was in a lame duck season, and a lot of people kind of judged this team of offense production, and they kind of pinned it on Dak Prescott before the injury. Now we're seeing a young, jubilant or energized coach. From your perspective, since you played the game and you was hell good at it, especially at wide receiver, talk to the audience about how Schottenheimer is able to help alleviate some of those pains and warts with this offense now.
Well, it starts with the players, right?
Okay.
And that's the first and foremost. And to what Clarence's point is, having Dak Prescott being confident.
Right.
And that plays a major role. Dak's going into his 10th year. So when he breaks the huddle, this is a guy who's seen just about every defense that you can throw out. That's what experience brings you.
Right.
Right? When I walk to the line of scrimmage and I go, I've seen that before. I've seen that before. Oh, yeah, this is my third time playing this defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
And then you add the weapons around him, having CeeDee Lamb, having, George Pickens. And now when you add the coaching into it, now it's a little bit easier to say, because even some of the throws that Dak Prescott makes, you got to be a certain type of receiver.
Right.
I was telling Clarence the other day, 2 weeks in a row, Dak Prescott threw the same pass. That over into the double team. He threw one to Schoonmaker, and everybody like, oh, you got to come down with that. He said, no, let me show you how it's really done. Same call, same play, but this time it was CeeDee Lamb, and he came down with the play. So for Dak Prescott, he's just playing with a level of confidence and weapons.
Right.
And for whatever reason, sometimes people think in the league that you don't need weapons to be successful.
You do.
Ask Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
As good as he is,
true.
life becomes hard when you look it up. You're saying, who am I throwing to this week?
Right.
Having those force multipliers, having those guys who are able to take the X's and O's to the next level, like CeeDee Lamb, like George Pickens, like Ferg, that absolutely makes and has you a more confident player.
And I want to push back on one thing. The idea that Shotty is doing so much better than McCarthy. There are a lot of things that was at work.
Facts.
And we two games into the season, okay? Number one, Pickens wasn't here.
True.
Number two, your left tackle was a rookie. He was awful.
Yeah.
Okay? The offensive line was in shambles. Okay?
Okay. Where you going? Come on.
And number three, Dak had his best year of his career the year before.
In 2023.
With McCarthy.
Yeah.
So don't act like McCarthy. But don't shit on McCarthy. don't do that.
McCarthy must gave you a few dollars.
No, he didn't. But
He gave you a few dollars, man. That's what it was.
They playing different teams.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot that goes into it. So I'm just saying.
No, this is carry the water extraordinaire over here. He'll carry the water for somebody now.
Man.
He'll carry the water for somebody
but
now.
I'm just saying, we're only 2 games in the season. But historically, Shotty is not a better coordinator than McCarthy. McCarthy won Super Bowls, okay?
Right.
Shotty's been fired, okay? I mean, he historically, based on what we know, don't act like Shotty knows more about college play.
He carrying that water pitches, them shoulders strong.
But I think the difference is the players you got. When you got Dak is Dak.
Yeah.
And Dak gonna be Dak. When Dak has been healthy, he's put up numbers. Going back to Jason Garrett, Dak has put up numbers. You give a receiver when he had CD and he had Cooper. He gonna put up numbers. Yeah, he's still gonna put up numbers with this offense, but the running game is better than doing some things differently. So I just want to see if they can hear us. Not act like Shotty is just doing so much better.
And there's so much season left.
Yeah.
Right? Like as more film gets out there, he's gonna have to be able to evolve as the season goes along, change some things up, be able to add different wrinkles to this offense.
Right.
He has to make sure that guys stay healthy because right now, relatively speaking, all the guys in this offense is healthy. What happens when you lose a guy or things don't go right? But, are you going to be able to, when you go up against competition that's equal to or better than you?
Right.
Because I always look at it like great coaching, it should be good for a win and a half.
Right.
That you should be able to coach yourself into a damn win.
Yeah.
Right.
And so he's yet to kind of face that situation where he's like, man, what a hell of a game he coached up, drew up. So there's going to be a stretch that we look at in November, and we're going to see just how good of a damn coach he is.
It's going to be a stretch next week.
It's going to be a real good stretch next week.
Let's see what it looks like this Green Bay before we start talking, before we start doing all that, okay? Just pump your brakes.
But what I'm saying is that collectively, we're seeing a better overall system with with my guy Clayton Adams, we're seeing a different run game scheme. We're seeing Connor Riley also getting the offensive line guys a little bit moving better than what Mike Solari was able to do. So that's what I'm seeing that overall collective.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Ferguson got hurt in that first game last. He was never right early in the season. Again, last year, we're talking about last year, because you don't want to talk about 2023. We're talking about last year. You don't want to talk about the production in 2023. Last year, having Pickens makes a whole lot of difference. The run game is different because they're running in light boxes, okay? Because they have to respect the receivers outside.
Which is warranted. Yeah,
yes.
I do give you that.
So that makes it easier for the run game to go. And then you got an experienced back, North Carolina back, big back.
Go Hills.
You know how they handle the running back situation is much different. Defensively, though, we got to talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
And we're gonna be hitting and quitting, but defensively, we got to talk about this defense, and you want to give Schottenheimer credit. Let's talk about Eberflus, and really not playing to the strength of his players.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna let him go.
Because I look like he's finna go off. But here's what I'm gonna say right here. He played wide receiver in the National Football League. All wide receivers will love free releases. I'm talking about not even putting a hand on these guys that get them comfortable, especially in the game. Matt Eberflus didn't even try to redirect. In my opinion, I think Trayvon Diggs is not 100%. I think Elam is more of a man-to-man corner, even though he's playing in zone, and he did get burned on man against Darius Slayton. He did get burned on man with Darius Slayton on that deep pass. He got him. He missed the jam.
Be careful now, because them DBs, they like to get the people DMs.
No.
And if you talk bad about them, they'll jump in your DMs and they'll send
Are you sure it was man?
It was man. He was right at the line.
That
don't mean to redirect.
No. Just because he was at the line don't mean it was man.
He should have played man on that one.
Don't do that. Just because he was at the line don't mean it was man.
Hey,
they play zone 99% of the time.
On that one play, when he was riding up mano a mano.
Now he was just trying to get the safeties over the top.
He was in the middle of the field.
Come on, man.
Hey, all I can say is, at the end of the day, these DBs got to put better production out there on the field. But what makes better DBs is pass rush, pressure.
Yes.
And we don't have that.
Yeah, and I know people we hear all the time, right? I don't want to talk about Micah. I don't want to talk about Micah. I don't want to talk about Mike.
Move on.
But people hit it all the time. But
that'll be good.
When Eberflus took this job and he was thinking about his system, he was like, boy, this is going to work. Being smart. And not enough criticism for them being stop. Do it. That's not what he's good at. That's not what, So for Matt Eberflus, he has to understand and now adjust.
Yeah.
Take a look in the mirror, swallow what we do. So I have to figure out and maybe sprinkle in some of those things that you maybe not so comfortable with calling as a defensive coordinator.
Fact.